With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the NEXTGEN Light Electric Company Xfinity Series fires things off for race number 2 and round number 2 of the 2021 season. Halfway through the chase once we put this one in the books here tonight. Excuse me, and we should have a little bit more of a clear-cut picture of how this championship is going to begin to unfold. We've already lost 4 drivers, 12 of them still going at it, and we've got drivers on the track for qualifying. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from the trackside here in the Next Gen Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Roy Hyde and that 00, that was the machine you seen out there tearing up the track, trying to put down a fast time. Hasn't got one on the board just yet. There you can see him going around the track once again. Handful of drivers have already put in their timed lap. 33 drivers in all coming to Richmond County, Rockingham, North Carolina here tonight to try to put down the fast times, try to walk away with the Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award here tonight. Joshua Spalding sitting with that in his lap right now. We'll go ahead and throw that qualifying information up for you over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along just like we do here in the production booth. And, well, 23.361 is the fast time for now. We'll have to see if that's going to hold true and hold strong at the front of this field for Joshua Spalding. Spalding, one of those drivers that has been to victory lane multiple times this season. 4 times to be exact. Can Spalding make it a 5th and close that race win gap down a little closer to Steve Baker, who leads all drivers this season with 6 race victories to his name, getting a hot shoe as of late here in this championship chase. 2 of those race wins coming during this chase already. So Baker locked in, secured, ready to go into the 3rd round and possibly give himself a great shot at making it into the championship race when we head to Atlanta Motor Speedway. But first, we've got to get 150 laps in the book here at The Rock before we got to worry about that championship. And fast time still belongs to Joshua Spalding at the top of the Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award speed chart. There you can see him in his 5 machine just edging out Katie Osmond in the 88, Brian Snare, Dustin Ping, Justin Rigsby in the 36. Will round out your top 5 with just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Drivers do have a 5-minute drivers meeting, then pre-race inspection. So while we get ready for all that, we'll head away from the track for just a moment, but we'll stick tight for yet another 30 seconds. So let's see, 60 seconds. I apologize. See if anybody else is out there on track. Looks like we do have a few drivers beating their time lap. Looks like Thomas Light inside of the title-sponsored Chevy Camaro, the Light Electric Company 98 machine. Thomas Light going to come across the line next time around. There you can see him right there. Going through turns 1 and 2, Light will be on his first time lap this time around. Oh, looks like he's just shaking down the car a little bit, very slow on the exit. So looks like he's going to bring it to a crawl. 60 seconds now remaining in this 5-minute qualifying session, and nobody topping the quick time tonight by Joshua Spalding. 23.361, still holding strong. Steve Baker with a 23.48.6, close but no cigar. Baker gonna bring his 55 machine back down pit road, so the Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award still safe in that 5 crew's hands. Thomas Light gonna restart his qualifying attempt, see if he can't put down a better lap. Doug Wasaki gonna slot in just inside the top 20. And that's gonna do it as 5 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Pole sitter, Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award winner Joshua Spalding gonna take the top time here in qualifying. What a job out of that 5 in his entire crew, getting the car dialed up, dialed in, ready to go here at a track that, well, NASCAR does no longer visit the track a few venture soirees, if you will, trying to bring the track back up to prominence. We've seen Casey Kane go to victory lane in the trucks in one of the final few NASCAR-sponsored events here at Rockingham. Rockingham also playing a host to some music festivals here in North Carolina. If you're familiar with the Carolina Rebellion, it hosted that event multiple times, but, well, that's going to pretty much do it here in qualifying. So, indeed, walking that Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award trophy down to the 5 Crews pit stall right now. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for your national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big-time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave
And coming back trackside as the Jets finish flying over, drivers making their way through final pre-race inspection. Pole sitter Joshua Spalding waiting to come through that final pre-race inspection. So I tell you what, while we got a quick second, why don't we go ahead and run down, throw up those point standings on the screen for you so you know where your favorite driver's sitting. Steve Baker leads everybody, but look at the very close battle just outside of the cutoff line. Joshua Spalding, your pole sitter, sitting outside of those top 8 in that 9th position. He is just 2 points outside of that cutoff line. Travis Smith, Brian Littleton, Mitchell Snare, all outside of that cutoff line, all within 10 points of making their way back into a championship slot. So we're going to have to keep our eye on those points as the rest of the night unfolds. As drivers begin to make their way to their starting spot, we'll get set and ready to go. Looks like we're getting everything in order over there. Everybody's giving the thumbs up. Looks like all the cameras working, all the audio's working. So we'll get set to go green flag racing. 150 laps around this 9 excuse me, my goodness, 9/10 of a mile speedway. And you know, it's a great track. It's a great facility. It had its a long run. It had its heyday, and now drivers looking to have a field day here tonight, as it looks like most of them have finally made their way through that final pre-race inspection. You hear those bells ringing in the background. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup for the Thunder Valley 150 right here at Rockingham Speedway, starting inside row number 1, your Blackhawk Motorsports Pro Award winner, the 5 of Joshua Spalding. Just to his outside, the 88 of Katie Osmond. Back in row number 2 here tonight, the 55 of Steve Baker and Brian Snare. 84 of Chris Medford. Dustin Ping going to line up row 3. Row 4 here tonight, the 36 of Justin Rigsby and the 41 of Matthew McMeekin. Dustin German, Hunter Tate rounding out your top 10. Kendall Lebron, Brian Littleton back in row number 6. Row 7 here tonight from Rockingham Speedway. Brendan Medford, Jimmy Hetrick, Tyler Hilton, Mitchell Snare back in row number 8. Row 9 tonight, there you see Robert Liddell and Thomas Light. Rest of the field looks a little something like this as we go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. The boss man on it early, dropping that green flag, getting these drivers going, get them headed down into turn 1 for the first time under green flag conditions. Top 2, 3, 4 now all nose to tail down the backstretch. That was straight to the racing action, huh? Oh, and Jimmy Hetrick has a moment. Hetrick goes around on the backstretch. Looks like Eric Blount may be involved. Oh my goodness. Let's go back, check the replay, see how it all went down. Oh, and the 98 just super loose. A little bit of net code right there, too. And around Hetrick goes. Whoa! Ooh, Eric Blount, boy, I tell you what, let's go on board with him. Let's go for the wild ride he had. Oh my gosh. Let's check it out from the driver's seat of this 6. On the brakes hard, locks it up and goes for a slide. Ooh-wee. Talk about close. Well, fast action at the drop of the green flag and fast caution here tonight from Rockingham Speedway. And, well, that's going to give us just a moment to go over some of those point standings we got into just prior to tonight's race. Steve Baker sitting at the top of the point standings right now, just a small margin, 13-point advantage over Katie Osmond. Roy Hyde back 20 points, then a little bit more, 23 between Dustin German and Jimmy Hetrick. Both of those drivers 23 points back, and those top 5 really pretty much sitting on that inside of things, as far as they can walk away tonight with at least a top 20, and they'll still have themselves a very good shot at making it into the championship race, or the next round, I should say, barring any big catastrophe. Next week when we head to Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Queen City going to host the cutoff for round number 2. Tune in for that one. Great cutoff racing Sunday night under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway next week, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Next Gen Racing L.E.C Company Xfinity Series. And as we begin to look at this timing and scoring chart, race fans, we're starting to see a name not on the field here tonight. One of those drivers that is underneath that cutoff line coming into race number 2, round 2 here tonight. That's Travis Smith. That Caravan 9 machine not here tonight, so it looks like Smith, we're trying to check it out and get some confirmation of, I believe he has some sort of provisional coming into tonight's race, so we'll receive a small margin of points. We'll have to wait to see if it's going to be of any benefit or not to him. He's going to have himself quite a race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I believe, to make it into the 3rd round of the championship chase here in the 2021 season of the L.E.C Company Xfinity Series. So it looks like one of those heavy hitters going to be in big danger heading into next week. Brian Littleton, we'll check in with him throughout the race here tonight. He's one of those drivers on the outside, sitting in 12th position right now. Joshua Spalding, you know where he's at. He's at the front of the field, still leading this race. Your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner needed a good run, and he is having a solid one so far here tonight. Just five laps into this 150-lap event, we've come to a crawl for the first time behind that Chevy Silverado pace truck. Its lights are off. We're set to go back green flag racing this time around. Baker going to line up to the outside. He's going to see if he can have himself a better start, trying to get up there and battle with Spalding for that race lead. Truck is down and away and on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again, Spalding able to have a good start, jump in front of Baker with no problem. We'll look up here real quick. Katie Osmond a little slow up through the gears. He's going to give up a little bit of time on the track. We're going to jump around just a little bit to some more of the battles all throughout this field, because drivers are going to be stacked up, bottled up with each other all night long. There you can see that 00 of Roy Hyde. He's sitting outside of your top 15 right now, running in the 16th position, just in front of the 13 of Robert Liedel. Just off in front of them, the 41 of Matthew McMeekin to the outside of Brian Littleton. Oh, and into the outside wall. Littleton turned into the outside wall. Caution comes out. Lap number 7. Caution coming out once again. Brian Littleton involved in our second caution. We'll go back, take a look, see if we can't see what happened and how it all went down. And not quite sure from that vantage point. We'll see if we got another camera angle on it. Looks like just going across the nose. Not sure if a spotter said clear or if there was some movement out of one of those cars. See if we have any other angles at it. No real definitive answers there. Contact between two drivers results in them both spinning. One hard into the outside wall. Brian Littleton, a chase contender. His night just got a little bit longer. We'll rejoin the race back at the front of the field. There you can see Brian Littleton. He's down on the pit road, stopping in his box. He's going to have some service and repair to get done on that Michelob Ultra 80 machine. he will fall to the tail end of the field. Looks like we've got one driver out of tonight's race already, the 69 of Craig Learman. He is off the track, apparently has missed the start, couldn't get the 69 fired up due to mechanical issues, so Learman going to finish back in 33rd here tonight. Right now, Thomas Light, Jimmy Hetrick, Brian Littleton all down on the pit road. Jacks are dropped on those machines, and they'll head off of pit road, rejoin the pack as they work their way off of turn number 4 back across the stripe here under caution for the second time early here tonight from Rockingham Speedway. You know, as we were talking about Travis Smith not being in the field here tonight, another driver that we are not seeing out there on the track is that 94 of Troy Radford. We do not see Radford in the field here tonight, so 2 chase drivers that are going to have to rely on those provisional points to try to give them somewhat of a shot at making it into round number 3 when we head to Charlotte next week for the last cutoff race here in round number 2. That's giving a little bit of an advantage to your competition right there. Brian Littleton with some trouble here tonight. So looks like those cutoff drivers may very well change big time here tonight. Always keep in the back of your mind, if you're one of these chase drivers and you win the race, you're locked in to the next round. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about much of anything from that point on, or at least until the next round, I should say. And Chevy Silverado Pace truck lights off for the second time here tonight. We'll drop the green flag for the 3rd time on the field. We'll get double file once again with the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winners. Joshua Spalding going to lead the field back to the green flag once again. Down there on the inside lane, going to push that 55 of Baker to the outside. There goes the Pace truck, and on the gas, green flag flies for the 3rd time here tonight at Rockingham Speedway. A little bit of a better start for that 55 of Baker. He's able to hold with the Spalding just a little bit closer, tight little battle back behind them. Look at this. You got Dustin Ping. He's looking to the inside of Brian Snare. Snare going to move up the track just a little bit. That's going to open up the door for the 99 of Dustin German. German going to bring Rigsby, Tate, Levron, and Medford along with him. Tyler Hilton sitting back in the 12th position now. Mitchell Snare, Roy Hyde, 13th, 14th on the speedway. Brian Mescal Jr. getting by Robert Liedel for the 16th position that time around. Eric Blount also getting by Ryan Wilson for the 24th position. Close, tight battles all over the speedway, so we may jump around just a little bit on the track, trying to bring you all the great action that we can. Didn't see Roy Hyde, Taman Cox, Brian Mescal Jr. all nose to tail on the speedway. Brian Snare, Dustin German right there running with Justin Rigsby. Hunter Tate right not too far off of them as German and Rigsby switch a position for a moment. There you can see the 84 of Chris Medford. He's under fire, has the one of Dustin Ping looking underneath him, and a little bit of smoke off of 1 and 2 there. I believe that may have been Katie Osmond in the 88 with a little bit of tire smoke. As Joshua Spalding, your race leader, has not been able to shake Steve Baker yet. Baker still right there. 36 goes to the bottom of the track. Rigsby gonna grab that spot from Dustin German that time around. Doug Wasaki getting by Damon Cox for 16th. Now Kendall Levron making a move. He'll grab 10th. my goodness, race fans, action all over this speedway. We're going to stay right here towards the front of the field for the time being. Justin Rigsby, Brian Snare going at it. Oh, and Snare into the outside wall. Brian Snare into the outside wall. Gordon Larson Jr. with some trouble back in the pack as well. Close racing there. Kendall Lebron all over the tail end of that 45. Brian Snare into the outside wall last time off of turn 2. The car got way out of shape for him. A few drivers having to make some evasive maneuvers to get by, but all were successful. Now Kendall Lebron and Hunter Tate look to make their way by the 45. A little bit of a moment there for Tate. Almost into the outside wall coming off of turn 4. We'll jump around the track just a little bit. Once again, take a look at that race lead as we got a battle for the top spot. Spalding moves up the track. He opens the door, and here comes Steve Baker. Katie Osmond looking to make a pass as well, so he's going to drop 3 spots in one lap as Baker takes the lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to be our first lead change amongst just 2 different race leaders here tonight. And Joshua Spalding lost 3 spots in one lap with just opening the door at the wrong time. And 3 drivers said, "I'll see you later." Dustin Rigsby, Dustin German, Dustin Ping all battling with each other here right now. That's 5th, 6th, 7th on the speedway. Not too far off of them is the 45 of Brian Snare. Hunter Tate, Kendall Lebron rounds out your top 10. Battle's going on a little further back. We'll look back here. Check this battle going on. Eric Blount, Brian Littleton, Matthew McMeekin back there in the 41 machine. They're trying to run down the 38 of Derek Robinson. A few of these drivers have been involved in some early race incidents trying to get themselves back up through the field, back in touch with the front of this field. We do have a little bit of different tire strategy working for them right now, so maybe the fuel mileage game will play into their hands. We'll have to wait to see if that's going to happen or not. Brian Littleton, Eric Blount, 22nd and 23rd on track. Back up towards the front with the big stack up. Justin Rigsby has Joshua Spalding, who has now dropped another position back to the 5th spot. Dustin German, Dustin Ping, Brian Snare, Hunter Tate all stacked up running behind him. Ping's going to get stuck on the outside lane. Look for a few drivers. The freight train, that one, he's going to cover the bottom that time coming off of turn 2. Now a long train of cars make their way around the track. Baker has a 2/10 of a second advantage over Katie Osmond, who started to distance himself just a little bit over Chris Medford, who's starting to step away from Rigsby back in 4th. This is one of the hot spots on the track, so we're going to stay right here for just a moment, see if we have any of those drivers making any type of moves, trying to gain a spot or 2. Last time around, Brian Littleton and Matthew McMeekin both went by Derek Robinson, so that's going to put Robinson back to 23rd and move Littleton up into that 22nd spot. Now McMeekin up to 23rd. Brandon Medford, Tyler Hilton with a good battle back around, I believe that is 12th and 13th on the speedway. Roy Hyde, Brian Mescal Jr. now rounding out your top 15 as Damon Cox drops his spot last time around. He's going to lose a position to the 2 of Christopher Spencer. Doug Wasaki, big moment for Wasaki. 34 with a sideways moment. He lost a handful of positions right there. Wasaki all the way back now to 25th as the 48 of Jimmy Hetrick just made his way by. Go back a little bit further through the field. Check this little battle out going on between the 8, the 83, the 82. They're all stacked up nose to tail, working their way around the speedway. I believe they're going to come off of turn number 2, stack them up down the backstretch here. Everybody looking for a little clean air on the nose of the cars. We'll have to wait to see if any of these drivers begin to migrate up the hill. We've seen in the past, especially here at Rockingham, once that inside lane gets a lot of rubber put down on it, you may see drivers choose to run that middle lane to high lane, especially here in 1 and 2. You're really able to kind of pack it in there, let it wash up, kind of Darlington style, if you will. Turn 1 at Darlington is kind of how I'll compare it. You can come in, let it slide up, and almost diamond it and come off of turn 2 with a huge run, a ton of speed. Have to see if that's going to end up being the preferred line throughout tonight's race. Or if these Next-Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series drivers elect to keep it catfishing down there on the bottom of this 1-mile raceway. A few quick and early cautions here tonight. Drivers have since settled in. We work our way around the track on lap number 32. We'll get 33 this time around out of the 150 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Right here in the Thunder Valley 150, that's right. Rockingham Speedway putting on quite a show here tonight. We see one driver way up the track. I believe that's the 11 of Gary Ragland. Ragland gets in trouble. Ragland already listed off of the lead lap with a very few drivers listed off of the lead lap here tonight. A few of them with a little bit of trouble through our first few cautions here. Things now beginning to stretch themselves out, beginning to work themselves out. There you can see your race leader, Steve Baker, as he's going to continue to pick up some of these back markers here. That's the, I believe, the 29 of Ryan Wilson and his Ford Mustang. Yes, it is. Wilson's going to fall off of the lead lap. He'll be listed as the first car 1 lap down. Back in the 28th position as now Thomas Light, listed as the first driver left on the lead lap, or last driver, I should say, on the lead lap, back in that 27th position. And when will we see those green flag pit cycles? That's something else we're going to have to keep in the back of our mind. These drivers have been on the raceway for 36 laps now. Got to go all the way back to Matthew McMeekin and Brian Littleton. That came down to pit road back on lap number 8 under our second caution. Both of those drivers involved in that second caution, so not sure if the pace is quite in those two machines at this time in the race. They may need a little more time to fix up and massage and smooth the sheet metal out to let it play in their favor. But our second race leader of the night, Steve Baker, stepping away from Katie Osmond. He has himself a half a second advantage, then a big gap. 2.8 seconds to be exact back to this battle for the third and fourth position on track. Chris Medford has a mirror full of your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner. That's right, you know his name, Joshua Spalding inside the 5. We'll take a look back. Look how close Spalding is, man. He's going to force the issue here. He's going to look to the inside. Almost contact. Oh, my goodness, Medford. All sorts of out of shape. He's going to lose not just 1, but 2 spots from that exchange. Chris Medford now going to draw back right to where he started tonight's race, sitting back in that 5th position. Close little battle here now between Medford, Rigsby, and Dustin German. That's 5th all the way back through 7th. Dustin Ping, about a half second back, sitting in the 8th position, has a half a second advantage over Kendall Ledron and Brandon Medford. Another 4/10 back from there. So the field's starting to stretch themselves out just a little bit from each other. We're going to find small little groups and small little battles just like this 3-car battle we see on screen right now for 5th, 6th, and 7th on the raceway. Rigsby going to look to the bottom. That's going to put the 84 at the top of the track. He's going to hit the wall on the exit of 2. That's going to scrub some speed, and Dustin German going to get by, and that almost opened up the door for him. Had one of Dustin Ping to stick his nose in there and try to make the run. He'll try to do so now coming off of turn 4. Down the front stretch, he's got the line. No! Medford going to cut the nose off and way up the track. Runs that one of Dustin Ping. We'll go back a little further through the field. What do you say? We check on a few drivers back here outside of your top 15 drivers sitting in 18th and 19th on track. Matthew McNeaton, Eric Blount. They continue to try to recover from some early on track racing incidents here tonight. Christopher Spencer, Brian Littleton, Jimmy Hetrick running with each other here. Another small little pack. 38 of Derek Robinson going to be the last driver in that small pack. And it looks like one driver slow. I believe that is Travis Arthur in the 86 machine, slow on the bottom of the raceway. Arthur will peel off for pit road this time by, and we're going to jump back up. Oh my goodness, 29 with some big trouble right there. Going to jump back, but the driver is sitting in that last spot inside the top 10 because he's got a lot of company closing in right behind him as he begins to close in on some company right in front of him. Kendall Levron has run down Tyler Hilton. Chris Medford not too far off in front of them, but right behind those drivers, you've got Brandon Medford, Hunter Tate also right there, Mitchell Snare, Brandon Medford. With some, looks like Medford may have had a little bit of connection issues there. Hunter Tate, the 8 machine running strong now. Where did Roy Hyde come from? He's up 5 positions from where he started tonight's race, sitting now in the 14th position, but let's jump back to our Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner right now. That award goes to the driver that has made up the most laps, the most spots in the race here tonight. And Eric Blount up 11 positions from where he started tonight's race, all the way outside of your top 25. Blount runs in the 19th position. He's going to look for a little more. He's going to try to recover from that early damage there. You can see the tail end, the rear deck lid on that hard line. Number 6 Ford Mustang is a little worse for the wear, but Blount heading back in the right direction, and it looks like we've got front runners coming to pit road. Justin Rigsby going to pull his 36 machine down to pit road this time by the 47 of Ray Radford. Going to stay on the high side and allow some of the faster drivers to get by down on the inside, the preferred racing line here. We'll jump around the track once again. Check this battle out one more time. Hunter Tate, Chris Medford right there. Brandon Medford closing in. Roy Hyde closing in on them as well. Sitting back in the 13th position, Brian Mescal Jr. now up to 14th. Damon Cox, the Iron Man himself. He's going to crack the top 15 for the first time here tonight. The 57 runs in 15. Looks like we may have a battle for the race lead. Whoa, Baker gets super loose off of 4, trying to get around the back marker. That's the 30 of Robert Hetrick. Hetrick trying his everything to stay on the lead lap. Whoa, almost into the outside wall, almost into the right side of that 88 of Katie Osmond. That was almost big trouble. That allows that 55 a little bit of breathing room. He can kind of catch his breath for a brief moment, but there's side by side racing off in front of him. There you can see that. They're going to go ahead and sort that one out. Next on the list, Thomas Light, Brian Littleton. Next 2 drivers up to lose a lap here tonight as we complete lap number 52 out of the 150 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Eric Blount and Jimmy Hetrick come to pit road this time around. Katie Osmond digging on the bottom, trying to make it work. Can't make the pass pan out through 1 and 2. He'll fall short down the backstretch. Just about a 2-car advantage now for that 55 of Baker, as he's beginning to see these challenges more and more as we go to the center field camera here, right centrally located. Oh, and Ray Radford, big time moment with your race leader. Hunter Tate, Nathan Bishop, they're going to pull for pit road this time around. We'll have to wait to see when the rest of these drivers come down to pit road. Katie Osmond, man, he is on a rail. The fastest on the track the past 3 laps in a row. The 88 of Katie Osmond has got his Chevy Camaro dialed in, dialed up, and he is hunting the front now, running down that 55 of Steve Baker, applying a lot of pressure, not allowing Baker to breathe too much. Let's see if we don't have one of those onboard camera shots. I do believe we do. There you go. Oh, contact! Big bump off of turn number 2. Katie Osmond giving a shot to Steve Baker. And that could have been close. Another onboard overhead camera shot here, riding with the 88 of Katie Osmond as he tries to run down your race leader, Steve Baker, who is going to begin to start lapping drivers almost in the top 15. We are down to just 17 drivers left on the lead lap through this long green flag run here at Rockingham Speedway. 58 laps on the board now. We have been green flag racing since lap number 9 is when we dropped that green flag once again. So right at 50 laps, green flag racing here from Rockingham Speedway. We'll jump back out the car, bring in some more of the great camera shots and action all through tonight's race. And right now, as we've got Joshua Spalding, your pole sitter, he has made up a ton of time as Baker and Osmond have had to work their way through the much slower lap traffic. Joshua Spalding has been able to catch up. We've got more drivers to pit road. Matthew McMeekin going to bring his 41 machine down to pit road, this time by Brian Littleton. Damon Cox trying to keep their machines tucked up and in front of Steve Baker. Going to do it for the time being, but they have got some big time trouble race leaders. Oh, gonna come to pit road this time. Katie Osmond gonna stay out on track. Osmond gonna take over the race lead. That's gonna give us our 3rd different race leader tonight with just 2 different lead changes. Baker, German, Spalding, Snare, Hyde, Mescal Jr., and Damon Cox all to pit road. This time by Brian Littleton, doing everything he can to try to keep this cycle on, to keep himself on the lead lap during this pit cycle. Katie Osmond now going to peel for pit road. What does Tyler Hilton, Dustin Ping, Chris Medford do this time around? Looks like Hilton going to come to pit road. What does the one of Dustin Ping do? He's on his way to pit road. There's Christopher Spencer in the 2 machine. Will he stay out on track, or will he pull it to pit road this time by? Looks like he's going to stay out on track. Brian Littleton going to elect to stay out on track. Littleton was last on to pit road on lap number 8, so he's got a little bit more fuel than the rest of the drivers around him, but what he doesn't have is an undamaged car. We've seen him with some contact with the 41 of Matthew McMeekin. That's what brought out our 2nd caution of the night, and the 80 went hard into the outside wall, was able to keep himself up at the front and almost lead a lap here tonight. Littleton gonna peel for pit road as Chris Medford now gonna take the race lead. That's gonna be our 4th different lead change here tonight. And Gary Ragland has had trouble. Ragland gonna bring our 3rd caution out of the night, and that will indeed put us with an official new race leader. Chris Medford gonna stay out and gamble, and he is gonna keep himself towards the front of this field. Caution coming out, catching a ton of drivers one lap down. Look at the list over there on the left-hand side. We have only got 7 drivers listed on this green flag. Stop, rewind, pause. Okay, hit the record button. We'll redo that. Okay, all right. Only 7 drivers left on the lead lap as the caution flag flew under that long green flag pit cycle we were under. So a lot of drivers going to be looking for a wave around, and as we're pretty close to that halfway point, tell you what, we're going to break for just a brief commercial break. We'll be back trackside with all your green flag action. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And back trackside as promised, as the Chevy Silverado pace truck ready to make the left-hand turn. We're set to fire things off once again. Justin Rigsby took control over the race under that caution period. Rigsby gonna fire things back off and drop the hammer. He's able to set himself up with a good entry to turn one. Big press of the brake there for the 55 of Steve Baker. He gave up a ton of momentum, and that's going to allow your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, the 5 of Joshua Spalding. He's going to work his way to the outside, looking to the outside, coming off of turn 4. He closes into a half a car length as they head to 1. Impressive to see Rigsby hold that top spot here as we cross the line that time around to begin lap number 70 out of the 150 here tonight. Rigsby with about 12 laps older tires than everybody in the field behind him. And able to keep his 36 machine out there out front in the clean air. You got to think that maybe that has more to do with it, is that clean air, the driver able to utilize the air to get all of the downforce on the front end of the 36, allow it to cut through the corner a little bit better, and Spalding washes way up the track. We've seen him do that lap after lap here after this restart. Looks like he's really trying to carry the momentum out of turn number 4 and gain a run going down this short little front stretch here at Rockingham Speedway as the drivers go down Thunder Rally back to turn number 3 this time around. And Rigsby still has that 2/10 of a second advantage. We'll jump around the track just a little bit back here once again. Hot spot. Kendall Levron, Mitchell Snare, Brandon Medford, Nathan Bishop, Roy Hyde gonna make his way around. Caution comes out, Nathan Bishop and Brandon Medford. Contact on the speedway. Both of those drivers having a little bit of issues. We'll check with the replay crew, and yep, thumbs up. Let's see what happened here with Bishop. You can see that 27 at the top of the speedway, and oh, a little bit of net code and hard impact to the outside wall. That 83 turned right into that outside wall. We'll take one more look at it here inside the cockpit, riding with the 83 Chevy Camaro, and whoa, right into the outside wall goes Brandon Medford. And just jockeying for position and not quite clear enough. Contact made and hard impact into the outside wall. Brandon Medford gonna have an uphill battle from this point out. Medford sitting just outside of your top 15, sitting now in the 18th position after that contact. In the 27 of Nathan Bishop already down to pit road, fixing, beaten on his machine, trying to massage those quarter panels back into shape. That should allow, should we see some of these front runners come down pit road, and it doesn't look like very many of them do. Race leader Justin Rigsby does come down to pit road, give up that race lead to Joshua Spalding, so that's going to keep him on a much different fuel strategy and tire strategy from here on out. That's going to now give us also our 7th different lead change of the night amongst 5 different drivers. Medford, Rigsby, McMeekin, Mescal Jr. to pit road out of the front pack here tonight. Brandon Medford, driver caught up and involved with our 4th racing incident of the night. His 83 machine down in the box. They're trying to fix on that right now. All the fuel and tires have been put onto the car. They drop the jack, and he's going to peel out of pit road, keep himself at the tail end of the lead lap. Looks like, I believe Eric Blount may be in a position where he's going to get himself a wave around here. Blount looking to get one of his multiple laps back here tonight. There you can see that 6 has had some heavy impact. No front clip on that thing. The tail end, the back bumper beaten, pushed in as well on that hard line. 6 of Eric Blount, who had a solid run last week. Unfortunately, not at quite having the run here this week that he would like from Rockingham Speedway, as the pace truck lights go out once again. We're set to go back green flag racing this time by. Joshua Spaulding will lead Steve Baker back to the restart box. Katie Osmond, Brian Snare back in row 2. Row 3 on this latest restart, Hunter Tate in the 2 of Christopher Spencer, Derek Robinson, and Mitchell Snare. Back in row number 4, Brian Littleton in the 80 machine. Also back there, and Kendall Levron will round out your top 10 for our latest restart here at Rockingham Speedway in the Thunder Valley 150. Right here at Rockingham Speedway. The Rock putting on quite a show once again here. Richmond County out in full force. Packed stands here tonight to watch these NEXTGEN Light Electric Company Xfinity Series drivers put the pedal to the metal, and Spaulding gets off to a great start. He'll jump in front and push that 55 up the track just a little bit. Baker gonna fall right in line. Osmond is forced to stay in third. Drivers just past the halfway point here tonight as we continue to try to figure out who's really setting themselves up here. Looking through the point standings, looking through the timing that's going on, where the drivers are running here tonight, there's a handful of drivers that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make some picks. All right. And over the course of the rest of tonight's race, we've got, what is it, about 70 laps or so here tonight. If you can put it in the chat over here on the YouTube side of thing, I want your top 4. You list me your 4 championship drivers for Homestead, Miami, it's Atlanta, I apologize. Atlanta Motor Speedway, the championship night here in the NEXTGEN Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. If you can list those 4 drivers in either the next 70 laps or next week's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, you're going to win a prize. I'm not going to tell you what the prize is, but it's going to be a great prize here from Dave in the Cave and the Turn 3 Racing Network. Let's see how good our fans know our field of drivers. And I tell you what, I've got a good idea. I'm going to wait to put my picks in next week. I'll start off next week's show, the call-off race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, before we begin round number 3 of this championship run. I will let you guys know who Dave in the Cave's got. My top 4 drivers to make it the Atlanta Motor Speedway with a chance to win the championship. That's who we'll find out. Let's see who we've got out there in the chat. You got to get your picks in to win this prize, though. It will be a prize pack. I'll just, trust me, it'll be worth it. And as we have reached past that halfway point, if you haven't already joined in this push to 2,000, so whoa, and we'll cut that short for a moment. We got trouble on the track. Trouble on the speedway. Kendall Levron, Justin Rigsby involved. Oh no, Rigsby, one of your early race leaders. Rigsby has got some trouble. Let's take a look and see what happened back here to bring out our latest caution of the evening. Justin Rigsby, Kendall Levron involved. Oh, and just contact with the outside wall. Kendall Levron bouncing. Oh my gosh. Bouncing. Oh, and Hetrick nowhere to go. He's going to pile in and catch a piece of that 36. And just contact. That's all it took. Kendall Levron with a little bit of contact with the outside wall. You can see him trying to catch the car. Down the speedway he goes, and right across the nose of the 36. That's going to put Rigsby into that inside wall. And then it's just all carnage from there. Top 4 drivers going to stay out on the track. Rest of this field going to come down pit road. Katie Osmond leads the parade of drivers down to pit road, as I believe that's Dustin German, who's going to work his way around the pace truck and get himself back onto the lead lap with that lucky dog. That position now falls into the hands of the 57 of Damon Cox. He'll be listed in the lucky dog position should we have ourselves another quick caution here tonight at Rockingham Speedway. So you got to remember, here it is. I'll say it about every 30 laps or so to keep you in mind. Top 4 drivers. If you can guess the top 4 drivers that make it to Atlanta Motor Speedway here in the championship run in this chase for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series Championship here in 2021, if you can list those 4 drivers, you'll get at least a $65 prize pack here from Dave in the Cave and the Turn 3 Racing Network. So when we set that field for Atlanta, if you've got your picks in between the rest of tonight's race and next week's race, next Sunday night at Charlotte Motor Speedway, you'll have all night to put in your picks. You gotta have them in, though, on the YouTube side of things to make it official so we can track that. And if you get all 4 drivers right, you don't have to pick the champion. I want the 4 drivers that are going to be at Homestead competing for the championship. You'll walk away with at least a $65 prize pack. Let's see how well our fans know these drivers. As we do find ourselves under caution, we will step away for just a brief commercial break, but don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big-time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And backtrack side just after the drop of the green flag on the restart, drivers ahead, back down into turn number 3, and Spalding shot out of a cannon on this latest restart, man. He is gone. Absolutely gone right now. Over a half a second advantage over Steve Baker. Christopher Spencer back there rounding out your podium spots. And Spencer sitting in that Mission 22 Hard Charger spot right now. He's up 20 spots from where he started tonight's race. Ray Radford with some trouble. He's going to bring the 47 machine down the pit road this time around. Joshua Spalding still keeping that 6/10 of a second advantage over Steve Baker, who has the same gap back to Christopher Spencer, Tyler Houghton, Chris Medford. They're all tangled up in a battle. Let's go take a look at this one unfolding. Look at all of these drivers stacked up, running with each other. Dustin Bing going to make a pass on Hunter Tate. That's going to be for the 11th position on track. Brian Muskell Jr. getting passed last time around by Brandon Medford for the 14th spot. Dustin German now getting by Hetrick for the 17th position on track, while Brian Snare able to make some headway. He'll take 6th from Matthew McMeekin. Podium spot going to change hands. Tyler Hilton going to make a pass. He's going to go to the inside and around the 2 of Christopher Spencer. And Spencer now your highest running Toyota Supra in the field, sitting in the 4th position. Got to go all the way back outside of your top 15 to catch your next Toyota Supra driver here tonight. The Supra's not liking the rock. Pass on track this time around for the 43. Nope. Mitchell Snare, Brian Littleton gonna go at it here for a couple of turns. Looks like advantage gonna go to the 43. He'll rock it on past Brian Littleton for the 9th position now, as Littleton has got to deal with Dustin P, Hunter Tate, Roy Hyde making his way up onto the scene. Brandon Medford, Brian Mescal Jr. now rounding out your top 15. Oh, and contact! Hunter Tate goes around. Let's see what happened back here to the 8. We caught it out the corner. Oh, and right off the nose of the 00. Looks like the 8 of Hunter Tate goes around. No real hard contact, just a bit of a spin. Little bit of left side bumper damage before that 8 of Tate this time around, so it looks like some trouble for him. He'll have to head to pit road trying to fix that. A little bit of damage up. We'll see what the front of the field does as we jump back up front with your race leader, Joshua Spalding, as he brings the field back behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. He's going to peel for pit road. Interesting. Only 2 drivers going to come to pit road. Make that 4 as Roy Hyde, Brandon Medford. They're going to peel to pit road this time as well. Ooh, interesting little gamesmanship going on here. I believe that Spalding and Baker may be banking on a possible long green flag run here to end tonight's race, and they may have just enough fuel to make it. This is going to be pretty interesting to see if he's going to be able to, if they're going to be able to stretch this thing and not come back down pit road. That's going to be about 54 laps, but it's only going to be about 49 green flag laps. Should we go green flag racing from here to the end of tonight's race and get the checkered flag? Going to be close on that fuel strategy. I'm not quite sure they're going to have enough to make it all the way to the end of tonight's race, but with it getting close to the end of the race, we all know cautions breed cautions. We all know towards the end of the race, drivers get a little bit more antsy, is what I'll call it. Drivers get the elbows go up a little bit wider. The pushes are a little bit stronger. Drivers willing to take the risks a little bit more. So I'm not sure we will see this thing with a green flag run to the end. Nonetheless, I think we're going to see some fireworks here tonight in Richmond County, North Carolina, Rockingham. Are you ready to go back green flag racing? The field should get the 1 to go this time by the boss man. Gonna give him the finger. Tell him get double file. It's 1 to go. This time around, Chevy Silverado pace truck lights all out. Tyler Hilton will bring the field back to the green flag. That will be our 8th different lead change among 6 different drivers here tonight. Hilton gonna lead the race for the first time here tonight. You know, I want to look at this really quick. It just caught my eye on the timing and scoring. Brian Littleton, driver that was caught up and involved in an early race incident all the way back on lap number 7, was in danger of going a lap down. Went a lap down during that first round of green flag pit stops. And with that caution coming out the way it did under our second round of green flag pit stops, Littleton not only got himself back on the lead lap, but he is inside the top 10. Great recovery, great run by that 80. Hilton ready to smash the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Rockingham Speedway. Everybody going to snack up down into turn 1. There you see Chris Medford into 84. He's able to get himself right on by Christopher Spencer without any trouble. Crossover. Look on that 2. He's going to drop back to the bottom of the speedway, trying to force the 84 up the track. The 45 of Brian Snare right there running in the 4th position. But here comes Katie Osmond to the front. Matthew McMeekin now knocking on the door of the top 5 as well. McMeekin, one of those drivers with a great recovery here tonight. Back up inside of your top 10, knocking on the door of the top 5. McMeekin was also caught up in that incident with the 80 of Brian Littleton. So both of those drivers utilizing the long green flag run to their advantage, able to make up a lot of track time in positions by the way those caution flags flew for them. So great recovery by both that 41 Ford Mustang and the 80 Chevy Camaro. Drivers crossing that 100 lap threshold, so let's get to some house cleaning tonight. 33 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight for race number 2, round number 2 in the championship chase for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company 2021 season championship. And we have still got 29 drivers out there on the track with 20 listed on the lead lap. The Iron Man, Damon Cox in the 57 machine. He'll be listed. Last driver on the lead lap on the 13 of Robert Leadhill, his Ford Mustang, listed in the lucky dog position. As we are watching Tyler Hilton stretch his legs here. Almost a 6/10 of a second advantage over Brian Snare. Katie Osmond just back running in 3rd. Brandon Medford in 4th, and Matthew McMeekin rounding out your top 5 now. Just Osmond and Medford inside the top 5. For drivers that are in that championship chase, got to go all the way back 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th on the speedway to find your next drivers in that championship run. Roy Hyde, after being involved in our latest incident here tonight, that double O outside of the top 15 for one of the few times here tonight. Roy Hyde sits in 18th. Clean and clear through the field. We'll begin to jump around, trying to bring you some of the racing action on the track. Whoa, look at this. Steve Baker gonna look to the inside of the 41 Snap-on machine, piloted by Matthew McMeekin. He's gonna drop 1 position. Here comes the 99 of Dustin German. He's looking to put his Ford a little bit further forward in the field. Baker getting by McMeekin for the 8th position on track. Derek Robinson drops 2 spots that time around through 3 and 4. Tough little break there for the 38 machine, as now you've got 2 Toyota drivers stacked up in the field running with each other. 14th, 15th on the raceway. Battle right here, battle right there as well. The 84 of Chris Medford has Dustin Ping looking for that position. And they're allowing the front of this field to kind of step away a little bit. These drivers sitting out just right now, just about 2 seconds off of your race leader as they continue to battle amongst themselves. Pole sitter gonna drop to the bottom. Steve Baker gonna follow through, and they'll make the pass on the one of Dustin Ping, who's gonna work his way down to turn number 3, trying to keep that 80 of Brian Littleton behind him. Not gonna work out. Littleton gonna pick up that 7th position now as Dustin Ping falling through the field. Ping sits in 8th. Dustin Ping gonna try to fight back once again. That's gonna bring that 41 of Matthew McMeekin right along with him. McMeekin tucked in right behind Brian Littleton now as Dustin German, Brendan Medford join this close little battle. Mitchell Snare, Hunter Tate now back inside the top 15. Christopher Spitzer and Jimmy Hetrick round out those drivers in that top 15. Derek Robinson, Roy Hyde, Brian Skill Jr., Damon Cox, and Kendall Lebron round out your top 20, round out the drivers home the lead lap as well. And Dustin German now going to make a pass on Matthew McMeekin. The 41 gets stuck to the high side, looks to, whoa! 83 of Brandon Medford going to play nice this time. He's going to allow that 41 to slot back in line and trying to regain some composure here as the 80 of Littleton and the 99 of Dustin German, they close right in on the tail end of the one of Dustin Ping. He's still trying to work his way around the 84 of Medford. Medford, I don't want to say a moving roadblock right now. He's got some pace, but he's running a very different line, and it's giving some of these drivers a little bit of trouble trying to make their way by. Dustin Ping down to the bottom of the raceway. He's going to try to take that spot away now as Dustin German almost puts the nose of the 99 down on the inside of Brian Littleton. What do? They'll stack up. Down the backstretch, now down into turn number 3. Once again, drivers all over each other for a spot inside your top 10. Katie Osmond making a pass on Tyler Hilton. That's going to be for the 2nd position as Brian Snare. While we've been watching this, Brian Snare has taken advantage and walked away with the race lead. He's got about 0.2 of a second as these drivers continue this close battle back here for spots inside of your top 10. Brian Littleton stuck side by side right now with the 84 of Brandon Medford. There you can see the 83 of Chris Medford, I should say, and the 84 of Brandon Medford running with each other as Brian Littleton finally able to work his way by 3 wide. 3 wide out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Oh, 3 wide at Rockingham. Not something that's advisable. Woo. Dustin German in the 99 almost has contact with Chris Medford as that 84 really struggling to keep the pace now on that high lane. And as this close little battle begins to stretch itself out, we'll jump around the track for just a brief moment. Once again, we'll come right back to it. Nothing really going on at the front. Brian Snare leads Katie Osmond by 0.2 of a second. A half a second back from Osmond, you'll find Spalding, Baker, and Hilton now rounding out your top 5. There you can see your chase standings scrolling across the bottom of the screen there for you. You can keep an eye on that week in and week out. Let you know where those championship chase contenders are slotted in, where they're sitting at, and how their season's going. As now Littleton under fire from Brandon Medford. The 83 has stepped. Whoa! Big moment there for Brian Snares. He got all sorts of loose, and Katie Osmond gonna take the lead for the first time here tonight. That's gonna give us 10 different lead changes, 8 different leaders here in the Thunder Valley 150. Brought to you by NEXTGEN Racing Lighting Electric Company, Xfinity Series. Close little battle here between the 43 of Mitchell Snare. He'll give the position up to the 99 of Dustin German as now Dustin tries to close in on Littleton for 8th. Katie Osmond taking the lead 2 laps ago. He snatched that spot from Brian Snare, who was on a backward slide. Snare going to drop 3 positions and fall back to the 4th spot now. as Dustin German able to get by Brian Littleton that time by for P8 on the track. Brian Muskell Jr. also making a little bit of headway. He'll get by Christopher Spencer for 16th as Matthew McMeekin was able to get by Chris Medford for the 12th position. And Spalding goes back to the point. Looky here, looky here. Let's see if we can't go back up there. Oh, no, the battle is going to be already done and over with because here comes Steve Baker. He's going to look to go back to the point. 11 different lead changes amongst 8 different drivers, and now the front of the field really asserting themselves. About 1.7 seconds back from Katie Osmond is Brian Snare, so these top 3 absolutely stepping away with 25 laps remaining. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 2,000 subscribers. We're right there. We just need a little bit more help to get over that hump. So join us in that push to 2,000 subscribers. But more importantly, while you're here, while you're there talking to your friends, go ahead and let them know to drop these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family, possibly even sponsor coming through to check out some of the products and what we have to offer, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And I know these drivers surely appreciate all the support they get out there week in and week out. So while you're here, let them know you've been here and drop these drivers a thumbs up. And as we let those season winners and chase standings scroll through your screen one more time, we're going to run down your driver highlights and spotlights. Let's start at the front of this field. Your Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, driver in control, and caution comes out Christopher Medford with some trouble. We'll get to the driver highlights and spotlights here in just a moment. But trouble on the track for the 80 for another chase driver with some trouble. Let's check and see what went down with Medford. Woo! Close moment for Roy Hyde as well. Another chase contender. Contact with the outside wall coming off of turn number 4. Chris Medford goes around. We'll take one more look. Just watch how close this was. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure there was much room at all. I do believe we have an onboard camera shot with Medford. Let's see if we can't take one more look at it here. And that surely was close, surely. Entire field gonna come to pit road as we go back to the front of this field. Everybody wants the fresh tires for the last 20 laps, so we're gonna step away. We'll get ready for the last 20 laps as well. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
paying a few bills. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's run down these last 18 laps here at Rockingham Speedway. What do you say, race fans? Grab your phones, grab your tablets, grab your computer screens, wherever you're watching here tonight. We're glad you're watching us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, right here at Rockingham Speedway, the Thunder Valley 150. Brought to you by the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company, Xfinity Series, live right here each and every Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network pole sitter. Joshua Spalding will have control of this latest restart, our 7th caution of the evening. Base truck, left-hand turn, down and away. Wait for it, here we go. Green flag racing once again at the Rock. Oh, big time games at the front. Baker gonna leave the bottom open, and Katie Osmond gonna hunt the front. He's gonna catfish it right around through 1 and 2, trying to do the same in 3 and 4. No, Baker gonna have the advantage as Spalding likes what he sees in his rear view mirror, and that's drivers side by side racing for position. Spalding trying to stretch. Oh my gosh, that was close. Great racing action, close racing action between Joshua Spalding and Steve Baker. And that was super close. Here comes Baker with a great run off of 4. He'll look to the bottom heading into turn 1. He's going to grab that spot. Lead change once again here from Rockingham. Great run off of 4. Baker able to utilize that run, get himself right on by, and right across the nose of Katie Osmond comes Joshua Spalding. Up the track once again. We've seen Spalding use that big run out all the way to the wall out of turn 4, and it looks like drivers are starting to get keen to that and just turn the car down the hill a little bit more and give him a great battle down the front stretch, and then end up with the preferred line going into turn 1 and 2. There you can see him way up the track again, but Osmond not quite close enough to make a challenge yet. And as things somewhat calm down on the restart, let's run down those driver highlights and spotlights that we all love so much. Drivers sitting at the front of this field. He leads the drivers in the win column, led the drivers in the point standings coming into tonight's race. He's locked in to round number 3 already. The 55 of Steve Baker leads this field with just 12 laps to go. Your Blackhawk Pole Award winner driver sitting in the 2nd spot here tonight on track came into tonight's race. First driver out of your top 8 for round 3. He's going to look to turn his championship season around. Joshua Spalding sits in 2nd. Brian Snare in the 45 with a great showing. He's running in the 3rd position here tonight, up 1 spot from where he gridded here. He started tonight's race back in the 4th position, has run in the top 5 for the majority of the night, has led a handful of laps here as he now looks to the inside of Spalding. He's going to pull lead and look to take that 2nd position away. Brian Snare runs in 3rd. Drivers sitting in 2nd in the overall point standings coming into tonight's race. Driver out of Herndon, Virginia, the Ohio, Indiana Roofing Company sponsored Sun Drop Machine sits in that 4th position. Osmond started outside pole position here tonight. Osmond has run well, but he is yet to secure his 4th win of the season. Osmond going to victory lane 3 times so far. Will he make it a 4th? Gonna be a tough task. Steve Baker continues to lead with 8 laps to go, and we'll finish out our driver highlights and spotlights with Knightstown, Indiana's very own Brandon Medford. Great run for the 83. He's up 8 positions from where he started tonight's race. He now rounds out your top 5. Back to highlight our Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner right now. The recipient would belong. It would go to the 2 of Christopher Spencer, your highest running Toyota Supra driver. There you can see him sitting back in the 10th position. He started outside of your top 20. He's up 13 spots from where he started tonight's race. Christopher Spencer sitting as the Mission 22 hard charger. That's going to do it for the highlights and spotlights. We'll stay right here with this little battle on the track. Dustin German, Brian Littleton going at it. That's going to be 8th and 9th over the speedway. Christopher Spencer stacked up right behind him, running in the 10th position. Back at the front, though, keeping an eye on that. Here comes Joshua Spalding. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to look to take the race lead back with 5 laps to go. Joshua Spalding going to reclaim that top spot coming off of turn number 2. Will lap traffic come into play? There you can see just off in front of your race leader, the 5 of Joshua Spalding has the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. Back marker moves to the high side. He's going to let the field around 4 laps to go as they work their way back down Thunder Alley. Just 3 to go this time. Can Steve Baker and Katie Osmond settle it amongst themselves and run down your race leader, your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, Can somebody get up there in these last 3 laps and take that top spot away? Off of turn number 2, the race leader will see the popsicle sticks. Just 2 laps to go. Will Spalding break out and into victory lane to lock himself in, and we're gonna go to overtime to find out. Caution on the speedway, caution lights coming out. We're not seeing anything indicated over here where we had an on-track incident, so maybe a debris caution here tonight, and that is not what that 5 of Spalding wanted to see. He wanted to see this thing continue it on out under green flag conditions. So this will bring us to a crawl one more time. 8th caution of the evening. It will be our final caution of the night. Just one attempt at a green-white checkered here in the Next Gen Racing L.E.C Company Xfinity Series. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like Kendall Leveron and Chris Medford, they're going to pull to pit road to get some fresh tires and fuel. I'm not so sure how much it's going to help them with this just being a green-white checkered attempt, and only being a 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. I'm not so sure that those fresh tires are going to mean that much. But they are going to have over a 20-lap difference, so you never quite know how this thing may pan on out. "27 out of our 33 drivers that started here tonight still out there on the track, but we are now down to just, I believe it is 19 drivers left on the lead lap, as Kendall Leveron, first driver listed off of the lead lap, listed multiple laps down, or Gordon Larson Jr., I apologize, listed multiple laps down. Kendall Leveron in the 19th position, first driver left on the lead lap. He's going to have them fresh tires. We'll see. I don't know. What a run for Christopher Spencer, man. Starting all the way outside of your top 20 and almost outside of your top 25. Spencer up 13 positions from where he started tonight's race, sitting in now the 10th position. And he's going to look for a little bit more. Will he be able to find the pace here, the short run speed that he's going to need to get the job done here on what should be the final restart of the night? We'll have to wait to find out here. Pace truck lights will go out this time around. And well, there they go. Field gonna double it up for the final time here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Next Gen Racing L.E.C Company Xfinity Series, live right here from Rockingham Speedway in Richmond County, North Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful track. I can't thank Dale Jr. enough for pushing iRacing to really get this track. Took quite a while and some convincing to get it done, but a big time shout out to everybody involved in the restoration process and getting this track in shape enough to even be laser scanned. And there are continuing track improvements to try to bring this beautiful historic facility back to life and bring the cars back to the track. We're gonna bring the cars back to Green Flag Racing this time around. Field double file, pace truck ready to drop. There it goes, and oh, big wheel spin out of that 5 of Joshua Spalding. Oh my gosh. Right across the nose of the 55 of Baker, and that caught him off guard, but that did nothing to keep Katie Osmond at bay. Here comes Osmond. He's going to look to the inside, going to turn 3. Not going to be able to grab that spot just yet. Coming off of 2, Spalding will see the white flag. Final lap here from Rockingham Speedway. Can Osmond get to him, and what's going to happen if he can? Derek Robinson grabbing the 15th position away for a moment. Dustin German also picking up a spot on Mitchell Snare. And here comes Joshua Spalding off of turn 4. The boss man with the checkered flag. It's in the air and in the hands of Joshua Spalding. He's going to secure his shot in round 3 of the championship playoff run here in the Next Gen Racing L.E.C Company Xfinity Series. And how about that? 3 championship drivers finish out in your podium spots. What a run by all of the drivers there. Heck of a run. My goodness. All the drivers showing some thumbs up gratitude and appreciation for what Joshua Spalding was just able to accomplish. And he's going to enjoy a little bit of post-race celebration. So as he enjoys the rest of his evening, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of another great race here on the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. It's season schedule. Man, what a run here tonight. We've seen a lot of great racing action all over the raceway. And I tell you what, let's see if we can't catch up with one of the drivers walking away in a podium position here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up that 55 of Steve Baker. It's Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yes, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? After another solid run, no, it's not first. You had it in the bag there, what it looked like for a second, but how you feeling after another solid podium showing?
Yeah, man, that race was a lot of fun. Rockingham is always pretty crazy with just how the track is, so bumpy. Hate we couldn't make it 4 wins in a row, but glad to see Josh come away with the win and make it to the next round. So, and glad to continue the team sweep so far of the chase. So hopefully we can continue that on.
Well, you mentioned it there that the team sweep so far in round 2 here, but let's talk about the race win column. You and your teammate Spalding, you've got 6, he's got 5. That's 11 race wins out of your team in stable of drivers. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dustin German, he's got 1 as well for you guys. So, I mean, over half of the race wins on the season belong to you and your crew. How's that make you feel heading forward?
Yeah, I mean when it's a chase format or whatever, and wins are this important, it certainly helps. So glad we're able to rack them off, but got to keep it going all the way till the last race because that's the one that really matters.
All right. Well, Steve, you're already locked into that round of 3, so able to breathe easy when we head to Charlotte Motor Speedway next week. So congratulations on another podium run here this season and here tonight. So before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, just shout out to the league as always. That was a fun race. Shout out to you guys and for the broadcasts and um, just to my teammates out there for all the strategy help and calls and working together. And man, just hats off to everybody we were racing up there. That was a great group of guys we could race hard with and keep it clean and have everybody finish. So a lot of fun racing tonight, and we'll look to have a good one next week.
All right, my man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you under the lights next week.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Final words from Steve Baker, driver already locked into that round of 3, already 6 race wins to his name this season. Came into tonight's race 13 points ahead in the driver's standings, so having a great run. Driver out of that smoke show stable, not letting down, being relentless, and walking away with yet another podium win. Was going to try to run off 4 in a row, but unfortunately Baker not able to do that tonight, so he'll be stopped on that run and he'll walk away from the track in 3rd here tonight. And that's going to move us right on along in our post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't catch up with the driver that we're familiar with. Let's see if we can't grab a word or two with our good buddy Katie Osmond. It's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on?
Yep, I've got you.
Hey, man, how you feeling after being that close?
Man, disappointing. Like you said, I was that close, but I'm knocking on it every week, trying to get back here in victory lane. But we'll get back to it here soon.
Well, with the races running out, or the season running down, I should say, just Charlotte Motor Speedway next week left in this round of 2. Then we kick off the 3rd round at Darlington, head to Nashville in Texas. Out of those 3 races, Nashville, Darlington, and Texas, which one do you think presents the most problems for you and your crew looking to try to make it to Atlanta?
I don't think I've ever run Nashville, so that's going to be a curveball for me. Darlington's always a toss-up just because of the way the track is. There's a lot of wrecks you can get caught up in. But yeah, probably Darlington or Nashville, I'd say. Texas I won at earlier in the year, and I think all of us did good there. But yeah, those are going to be the 2 wild cards, I think.
All right. Well, KD, man, congratulations on yet another podium finish here this season, continuing the solid run that you have had all year, and we look forward to continue to see that trend throughout the rest of the races this season. So before we let you go and enjoy the second place here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in Virginia?
Yep, as always, thank you to my sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company. Thank you to all the teammates. We had some good finishes going there, but with that green white checkered, it ruined a little bit of them. Thank you to everyone who raced tonight. It was really clean for Rockingham, I think. 30 caution laps, which I expected worse. Thank you to all the admins and thank you for broadcasting.
All right, Katie. Well, again, my man, always a pleasure to catch up with you in these post race interviews. And we'll see if we can't talk to you again at Charlotte. Well, Katie, a little busy driving off from his post race interview. He's ready to go and hit the hot dog stand. We'll let that man get a little bit of protein in him right there. Driver walking away second on the track here tonight. The 88 of Katie Osmond. And that's going to bring us to our Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner. Let's see if we can't dial him up for a brief moment. Let's see if we can't grab in a few words here with that 30 machine. Bobby Hetrick, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, how you feeling after a solid run here tonight?
It feels pretty good to have a solid run. Put us behind early. We go on 2 laps down, messed up on pit road there, but it feels good to rebound and get a good finish.
Now, walk us through a little bit of the race. I mean, you gained 16 positions on the night. That's nothing to take lightly. As you said, you were 2 laps down at one point in time. Just kind of kept your head down and your elbows up, and just kept working your way through the field. Uh, was the pace there in the car?
Yeah, the pace was in the car. I just had to find my line, and I struggled practicing. The car was really tight. Finally got it figured out to where I could get it to swing on the looser side, and finally got the balance. Car drove great. Started making ground. Took fresh tires once I got the first wave around, and just put my head down and kept digging.
Well, I mean, sometimes that's all you can ask out of a driver inside of the car is to keep their head down and just kind of keep digging and plugging right along. And you did so here tonight. Heck of a run for you in that 30 crew. So before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
First of all, I want to thank my hardline guys. They've really helped me out this year, getting everything straight. Appreciate my wife for letting me do this every week. Um, so that's it. Appreciate it.
All right, my man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you again before this season's out.
I hope so.
All right, there you go. Short, sweet, to the point. Robert Hetrick gonna walk away with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award here tonight from Rockingham Speedway in race number 2, round number 2 in the 2021 championship chase for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Hetrick picks up 16 spots on the night to walk away with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award. And that's going to put us right at the front of the field. Let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the driver that walked away with not just the Blackhawk Motorsports pole here tonight, but walked away with the checkered flag. Joshua Spalding, it's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on?
Yes, sir, Dave.
Oh, hey, man. Coming to the end of the race, you had it pretty much sewed up. What went through your mind when you seen that last caution flag fly?
Man, that was a tough one. I was definitely wanting to see it stay green. The car was just rolling the center really, really good tonight. I was not really expecting that from the practice race. I had a lot of work to do, but rode behind a couple good cars for a while and figured some stuff out. But yeah, seeing that last caution was a bummer, but luckily somehow was able to save it after spinning the tires on the restart. That was almost tragic. About took out myself and my teammate. That would have been just terrible, but somehow saved it and hated it happened to Baker. But glad to come away with the win for sure. And this is the last track I thought I'd get my first pole of the season, so it was kind of a surprise tonight how good the car was rolling, and just stayed damage free most of the night, and luckily came away with the win.
Well, Josh, looking at that winners column now, you inch one win away from tying things up with your teammate Steve Baker, who's got 6 on the season, with just 5 races left. Do you think you may be able to not just tie him, but possibly pass him in that win column?
And that's the plan for sure. It's going to be a tough task. Steve's been ultra quick all season long. He always is. Looking forward to battling KD. He's hella fast, and a lot of guys in the top 8, 9 in points that are just super competitive. And I think Charlotte's going to be a heck of a week to see where everybody's at. Um, and then as we get into those last 3, 4 races, it's coming down to the cream of the crop. So glad to be locked in. Super competitive tonight, and just really happy to walk away with the win.
Absolutely. Well, able to breathe easy after a great showing here tonight. Walked away with the pole as well as the Century Equipment Victory Lane checkered flag. So, Josh, before we let you go and celebrate the rest of the night away and the win here at Rockingham, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. First, got to thank my wife for letting me sit here for a few hours. She's pregnant with our first child, so a lot of love to her. But my teammates, Steve Baker, Dustin German, Chris Spencer, we talk a lot during a race. It gives each of us, a lot of confidence knowing we've got 3 or 4 solid competitive teammates, and always fun to race with them. And KD, really fun racing with him tonight. Brian Snare, they were super quick. I did have to chop them off a couple times. That's usually not my driving style, and I don't like doing that. But just super competitive and really tough to give up the bottom. But yeah, thank you to them for the clean racing, and Century Equipment for putting on the race, sponsoring it. It's always a help to have a good company like that sponsor the league. And appreciate you, Dave, for doing a great broadcast of Turn 3.
All right, Joshua. Well, we do appreciate the kind words here in the production booth. I know all the sponsors do as well, and we'll see if you can't run down your teammate. What do you say?
Hell yeah, looking forward to it. Also, a couple other shout outs. Troy Radford and Damon Cox, they run a heck of a league. Really sad to see Troy go. Not really sure what's going on there, but wish him the best. He's always been a clean racer, and I've enjoyed racing with him over the years. And Damon Cox runs a hell of a league. Hope he can keep it going and get some help and keep this league alive, because it's a really good one.
Absolutely. We'd have to agree with every word that Joshua said right there before heading back to the car to pull it back to get some more photo opportunities done for some of the premium paid race fans here at the Rock. What a race here tonight, man. I tell you what. Great racing towards the middle of the race. First little bit mired in some caution flags, but drivers got settled things out. It's Joshua Spalding settles things tonight, walks away with the Century Equipment Victory Lane checkered flag. Also some more hardware in his back pocket. Gonna walk away with the Black Hawk Motorsports Polo Award. So the 5 of Spalding now joins his teammate locked in to round number 3 in the championship chase. It's gonna get interesting at the Smoke Show Race Shop as we continue this run through this 2021 season. What a race here tonight. Race fans couldn't ask for very much more out of all of these drivers and teams. We do appreciate all of you coming to the track, all of you joining us around the world, whether you're watching on your phone, computer, cell phone, tablets. We do appreciate you stopping in each and every time. With producers hitting those music buttons in the background, you know what time it is. It's time to run down your unofficial race results here tonight from Rockingham Speedway for the NEXTGEN Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Joshua Spalding gonna walk away with 2 sets of hardware, the Black Hawk Motorsports Polo Award and the Century Equipment Victory Lane Award. Joshua Spalding wins the race. Katie Osmond gonna finish in third, and rounding out your podium positions here tonight, the 55 of Steve Baker. Brandon Medford, Tyler Hilton round out your top 5. Brian Littleton walking away in 6th, while 7th place belongs to the 99 of Dustin German. The 45 of Brian Snare finishes in 8th, with the 2 of Christopher Spencer coming home in 9th, while Mitchell Snare rounds out your top 10. Dustin Ping back in 11th, finishing 12th tonight will be the 00 of Roy Hyde. Chris Medford finishing tonight's race in 13th. 14th goes to the Iron Man, Damon Cox, back in that 14th spot. Jimmy Hetrick in 15th. 16th spot goes to the 38 of Derek Robinson, while the 30 of Robert Hetrick walks away with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award. He's going to be up 16 spots from where he started tonight's race. Hetrick finishes in 17th. 18th spot tonight goes to the 8 of Hunter Tate Kendall. Lebron back in 19th. Rounding out your top 20, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. Robert Leadell back in 21st. 22nd here tonight to Eric Blount. Matthew McMeekin in the 41 coming home in 23rd. Doug Lasaki back in 24th. Brian Mescal Jr. with some late race trouble. He'll finish 29 laps down back in the 25th position. Thomas Light in 26th. Ryan Wilson back in 27th. Ray Radford in 28th. 29th tonight from Rockingham. Justin Rigsby, the 27 of Nathan Bishop, gonna finish in 30th. Travis Arthur, Gary Ragland, Craig Lehrman round out your running order here tonight, and we're gonna begin to wind up those cords and get it ready to head to Charlotte Motor Speedway. So if you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 2,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. So until next time, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.